Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Quintana. I am doing a video that we're going to be using in social studies, and in this video what I wanted to show you is a project that Mrs. McBride and I are going to be both talking about, and we're each going to share with you. These are cultural boxes, or in Spanish what we would call cajas culturales, and this is going to be the next project that we are going to ask you to work on at home. From the month of September into October, what we're going to be talking about over the next week in social studies is called Hispanic Heritage Month, or in Spanish, Mes de Herencia Hispana, where we celebrate people who come from countries where Spanish is spoken and are called Hispanic. And today in social studies, we're going to be looking at different areas of the map and countries where we're going to be showing you where Spanish is spoken and celebrating the countries where people come from. And I have a box right here where I'm going to share with you about my family, my mother and my father, and their parents, my grandparents, all come from a country that I think some of you have heard, which is called Puerto Rico, or we also pronounce Puerto Rico. And in my cultural box, what I did is I put some different objects that when I look at them, they make me think about my culture and where my family is from. They are special to me, and I just wanted to take a moment to share some of those with you. And Mrs. McBride also has a box for her family that she's going to be sharing as well. So if we take a look, when you go to do your cultural box, I pulled this box that I had at home. You can also use a shoe box. You can decorate it if you would like to, with the different colors from the flag of where your family is from. I want to show you one item I have in here. This one that I have used to be on my keys, and if you take a look what it has, if I hold it up this way, it has the name of the country, Puerto Rico, where my family is from. My father, my grandparents were all born there. I have been there to visit several times, and when I take it and I turn it this way, if you see, that is what the flag of Puerto Rico looks like, and I would take this with me very proudly. And it has the same colors as we see on the flag for the United States. So this one here, one side has the flag, and when you flip the keychain over, it would say, I love Puerto Rico. So I have had this for many, many years. You can see now I got myself a new one, so this one got a little bit chipped, but I still keep it because this was a gift that was given to me by one of my uncles many, many years ago. And I love when I see this flag and I remember where my family is from. I also have inside of my bin to show you a few other items here. One time when I traveled to Puerto Rico, it was close to the holidays, and a cousin of mine bought me this pin which says Feliz Navidad, and Feliz Navidad, I'm going to put it down here, means Merry Christmas in Spanish. So I also keep that because it's just something special that was given to me when I went to Puerto Rico. But if you look at some other items in here, one of the parts in my culture that is a very big deal is when we as a family spend time cooking, preparing meals. So these are some items that you would find in my home if you were ever over here to help cook. Some of you, if you see these, you might think, oh, I've seen these at my house. So if as I take them out, you've seen them, you can just show me a thumbs up on the screen. Right here, one of the ones, we do a lot of cooking with beans. A lot of times we buy these, the canned beans. So Goya, habichuelas rosadas, all kinds of different beans. We eat these a lot during the week. So I learned how to cook these when I was very young, cooking with my grandmother and my mother, my aunts. Another one, Goya salsa de tomate, tomato sauce. You see a lot of this when we're cooking. And this right here, in Spanish they say plátano, in English it's called the plantain. It looks very similar to a banana, but it's not as sweet like a banana. These are cooked. Sometimes they can be cooked, and depending on the coloring, they can be yellow or they can be green. We take these, we slice them up. They're delicious. They can be sweet and fried. They can be salty and fried. But this is, again, you say the word plátano. Would always have these at my mom's house, my grandmother's house. My husband and I buy these all the time. This is definitely something that is part of my culture, and I have grown up with this since I was a little girl. Now, going along with the cooking, when I'm in the kitchen cooking with my family, and my girls do this with me, one of the tools we use in the kitchen You may see this is this right here, and this is called, I'm gonna hold it up, un pilon. You can say that again, un pilon. And the pilon is something that we would use when we're mashing up garlic or other spices. It would go inside, it would take this, very carefully go around and mash. But this is something that would be seen a lot in Puerto Rican homes. Everyone in my family, whether they lived in Puerto Rico or here in the United States, if I was helping in the kitchen, would always have one of those. Actually, even my family from Cuba, my mother-in-law has one as well. So that's definitely something that I see a lot in Hispanic homes. And going again, finishing up with the kitchen, coffee. Coffee is a very big deal. This is actually my husband's can, Café Bustelo. He has a coffee every morning. He has a coffee every night. So this is also coffee, very popular in my culture. My mother, my grandfather, they love their coffee just like my husband. So coffee is always around. Now, other than food, another important part in my family, in my culture, is my family. As I was sharing with you, I've had the chance to travel and see my family in Puerto Rico many times. And I wanted to show you, in my cultural box, I put some pictures just for those who have not had the chance to see. This was on a trip that I took to Puerto Rico. And I have this in my box because it just brings back wonderful memories of the beautiful trees. Those are called flamboyants. Time that I had to spend with my family when I was younger. Being with family is a very big part of the culture. There I was over at the beach. I was about 8 years old there, being able to enjoy the beach and the sunshine. And I wanted to just show you here, boys and girls, in this other picture, what you see there, there's a rainforest in Puerto Rico. It's called El Yunque. And when I went on the trip there to Puerto Rico, one of the items that I was given was this, which is a decoration showing some of the beautiful flowers that are found when you walk throughout the rainforest. So this is another part of the culture. When I go to visit and when I think about my family and where they're from, I think about the rainforest. I think about the beautiful colors and the flowers that I would see whenever I would travel around the island. So these are memories. This is part of what's very special when I think about my family. And the last part I want to show you, and that is very special, as I shared in my culture, the time spent with family, the time spent cooking together and making memories. And in my family, going to church and religion is also very important. So what I have there is a Bible. It was given to me by one of my grandmothers. It's in Spanish, and I keep it in my home. So that is just, it's another part that in my culture, and everybody's is different. These are just some items that are very special to me. Again, I cannot wait to see what is special to you and your family from your culture that you put in your box. But as you see here, I included some jewelry, examples of food, pictures from my family, and a Bible. So it just gives you a little idea of what can go into your box. Okay, thank you, boys and girls. Bye-bye.